I'm excited to be headed to San Diego on November 4th and 5th this year for the ERE Recruiting Innovation Summit. This event always brings together the best in talent acquisition, recruiting leaders, HR executives, HR tech, people that are really shaping where this industry is going. This is it's more than just a pitch fest. I mean, this is where actual learning comes in. They've been around for 30 years. It's a great event at San Diego in November. And you're going to have some excellent speakers, demonstrations. We have pin.com there. Joel Loudry will be there. You'll have the team from ERE there, Jim Stroud. These are people that have been shaping the industry this decade and really where it's going in terms of AI and the blend with AI and recruiters and all that good stuff. I went in April this year and it was a transformative experience. We had a great time with Digital Recruiter booth and speaking and just people learning about automation and content and AI tools. It was just really cool event. So I'll be an official content partner representing Digital Recruiter. So we're going to be capturing videos, doing man on the street, interviewing the speakers, the sponsors, really getting a pulse on the action. So if you're in talent acquisition, if you're agency recruiter, this is the place to be on November 4th and 5th. Go meet your peers in person, learn from them. There's virtual tickets, there's in-person events. It's an awesome time. And so please enjoy our ERE podcast series so it gets you a glimpse of all the people that are going to be at ERE, and we'd love to see you there. Welcome back to another episode of the Digital Recruiter Podcast. This is our special ERE Recruiting Innovation Summit. That's going to be in San Diego, November 4th and 5th. I am joined by a very special cast who just just had some very recent exciting news. Co-founder and CEO of Alex.com, Aaron Wang. Congrats on just raising the round. Congrats on sponsoring ERE for the first time. I know you're jet setting, and I appreciate you making time to have a chat with me.
Dude, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Really excited to chat today. It's a super exciting time for
yeah,
talent acquisition,
yeah.
for AI, for our company.
Yeah.
And so couldn't be more excited to be a part of ERE next week.
I love it. I love it. And I already like the optimism and the energy. That's not always what I see and hear in recruiting TA nowadays. So that's a very good sign. And I always appreciate when someone like yourself has that and can share it with us and the rest of the audience. I'm always feeling good about things, but I know it can be an interesting time. So I guess first, let's kind of start with why don't you give kind of the listeners just like a quick kind of breakdown of what is Alex.com?
Yeah. So Alex is an AI recruiting partner that
Yeah.
automates a lot of busy work for TA teams today.
Yeah.
So Alex can actually run live phone screens autonomously, video interviews, email and texting with candidates in real time, updating your applicant tracking system with all this data, surfacing the best candidates within your internal database, all autonomously. So let's say you post a job, and the second someone applies, they'll get a phone call to do that first round screen.
Okay.
Um, and so, yeah, we've been around for a little over 2 years. Just raised our kind of Series A of totaling 20 million raised a few weeks ago, and excited to chat.
I love it. I love it. What is when you lock in a raise like that? What's the goal now? Right, like now, and I kind of joked with you offline. Now the real work begins. Not that you haven't been working night and day before, but what's kind of your vision now, or the next step? Next step now that you raise the Series A.
I think it goes back to customers. Frankly, for us, we care deeply about our customers. We started this company for our customers.
Yeah,
Fundraising is just a tool to continue delivering for customers. Today, we
yeah,
work with Big Four accounting firms, Fortune 100s, some of the largest restaurant chains in the world, and this capital allows us to continue delivering. Our motto at Alex is to help employers interview everybody and hire the best people.
yeah.
And so we're going to continue investing in our customers and continue to do a good job for them.
I love it. I love it. What's Is I wonder, do you have like a story or like you because you mentioned like big four accounting firms, like finding accounting talent is really hard, right? The musical chairs, there legitimately is not enough talent. In hospitality, it's so go go go, and but obviously the margins can be razor tight, razor thin there as well. Like, is there a story that stands out from you of kind of a transformation that you provided a customer or a client that you're like, wow, like this is really coming through and executing it the way that you kind of set out to do, like and set out to make happen.
Yeah. I can give a concrete example. One of our customers, they are a very large staffing firm,
Yeah,
one of the largest in the country, and they hire for a whole host of roles, but mostly white collar roles.
yeah,
So you can think of engineering, those hard to fill data science roles, etc. And they get huge amounts of volume. And so with Alex, they're able to interview like every candidate for the most part, and ultimately shortlist the best people. So let's say you have 1,000 people that apply for this job. Well, Alex can have an actual conversation with every candidate, um, and because Alex is an expert in, let's say, Python or JavaScript,
yeah.
um, Alex can tell you, okay, I had a 30-minute conversation with this candidate, and they're a perfect fit for this role. Here's why. And Alex can do that at scale. For them, I think they dropped their time to hire by over 80%. And I think they've collapsed their interview process. They used to have, I think like 10 recruit steps in their hiring process, and it's dropped to about 3 or 4. Um, and we're seeing this across our customers in white collar, frontline roles as well. It's a really, really exciting time for talent acquisition. Candidates are using their own AI as well, and so employers and staffing agencies will need to employ the best in AI to leverage and continue to perform and hire the great people.
That's incredible. I mean, some incredible numbers, and I want to follow up. Like, what does that mean when you cut down time to hire by 80%, cut down interview times, interview from 10 to 3, right, in terms of the rounds? What does that allow? Like, what are you seeing as a domino effect for these teams and companies beyond just being able to bring great people, into the roles? Like, what is that freeing up the team to now do, right? That they were kind of spending their time on previously.
Yeah. So, we're really on a crusade here to move TA from talent acquisition to talent advisory, right? It's
Yeah,
not about replacing your recruiters. It's about, hey, how can we upskill these recruiters? How can we upskill our team to make sure that they're working on high impact tasks that are relevant to the business?
yeah,
It turns out I might not need my incredible team today to be asking, the same 5 questions on, the 8 screening calls they're doing every day,
yeah,
and having to decide between, okay, is this resume a ChatGPT generated or is it not, right? These are not tasks that are they're not meaningful. They don't contribute to the business, and these are things that you can automate with Alex. And so what this allows them to do then is now invest their time into things that are both great for the business, and great for career development. So, for
yeah,
instance, spending more time with those hiring managers, really understanding what these hiring managers are looking for, to be able to deliver the best people, as
yeah,
well as being able to spend time with the right candidates and really be able to sell those candidates. Right, I don't have to spend time on, let's say you have a 1% acceptance rate, so 100 people apply. Well, I don't have to go through the 99 people that aren't qualified. I can just spend all my time on that one person that we know is the perfect fit for this role, and really, really sell them on the opportunity. And that's what recruiters join the industry for, right? Is for that human to human connection.
yeah. And I've seen this. We've been doing this with automation a lot the last few years. Obviously, AI came in the picture a couple of years ago, and that's only a leverage. And I think in recruiting, automating some of that stuff. I think just the speed of even doing market research and everything else. To your point, to create more time for the actual human to human interaction. I've seen that with automation and agencies, especially getting or corporate companies getting obsessed with their job ads, and I think just answering the wrong question at times, right? Like they're going down a path of like if you can go to the beginning and just fix like your order of operations and just to your point focus on if all I'm allowing myself to do is talk to the top 1% of potential fits for this role, how does that change the rest of my desk and reverse engineering that? And I've seen it done with automation, and now AI is, a tool like Alex is obviously taking that to crazy levels, which is super cool to see. But it changes how your messaging is and everything, and kind of like what your purpose and your mission is. And it seems like to be the people that are thinking that way and like working towards that. You might not figure it all today, but like it seems like working towards that, like that's the people, the HR TA, to your point, whether it's acquisition or advisor, that are going to survive and thrive in the next coming like 5 to 10 years and beyond. But I'm curious, like, what your thoughts are on that.
I think you're spot on,
Yeah.
and you see this throughout history, throughout really all evolutions of technology. I mean, remember the days when you'd post a job advert in the newspaper, right? And you'd have to collect resumes over fax, right?
Yeah.
And then and so you'd get a handful of resumes or folks coming in, and then the internet comes along and makes it 10 times easier to apply. But then technology also makes it 10 times easier to find the best talent with different screening techniques. And now AI is going to do the same. It's going to make it 1,000x easier for candidates to apply, and employers and staffing agencies will need to employ this next evolution of technology. We'll need to use Alex to be 1,000 times better at finding the right talent, selling this talent, and making sure ultimately you're filling the roles with the right people. Right? Everybody's incentivized to do that. Right? Candidates want the best job for them, employers want the best job for them, and if we can help make that happen, we are incredibly excited to do that.
So, and I couldn't agree more. So, if someone's using Alex, right? Team is corporation, staffing company, and I'm a recruiter, TA person, TA role, and it's Alex is working as you sold it to me, right? It's beyond what I could have imagined. What are, and I'm a layman terms guy. I like things simplified for me. I don't use big words often. Like, what should I be looking at? You mentioned upskills and all that. Like, as the visionary right behind AI type company, what should I be thinking if I'm in the day to day 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What should I upskill? What should I be looking at? Like, what should I be thinking about in terms of my own career development to be able to kind of work with AI, right? And not be a victim of it, if you will.
That's an incredibly important question, and it's one I get very often with from recruiting teams that I work with. I think the most important thing is to improve your communication and interpersonal skills, which is funny because you think, man, AI is going to take over everything and yada yada, but it turns out that really what AI is allowing recruiters to do is to spend much more time with the right people,
Yeah.
right? And so, much more of your time is going to be spent with these right people. You want to be able to communicate your ideas concisely and clearly. You want to have an engaging conversation with these people. You want to make sure that you're making them feel, welcome and however you'd like to feel them, right? Maya Angelou has this great quote: "It's not about what you say or what you do; it's how you make people feel."
Yeah.
And that is just something that is innately human. If you look at we're on a kind of a video call today, right? It's I don't have to spend all my time I don't have to spend all my time in the air like flying to you to kind of have this conversation. I can have many more conversations with people because
Yeah.
of the amount of technology that's available today. And so my what I believe or what I predict is that personal skills and communication skills, soft skills will be crucial in the next 10 years post AI.
Couldn't agree with you anymore. I think it's been my mission to go to more conferences and events this year, locally, nationally, because of that. As someone that's kind of dialed in the virtual thing with my own business and everything else, it's great. It can be a crutch if I'm not too careful, because the ROI on your time can be incredible. Being able to do stuff, to your point, virtually, right? You're in Florida right now. I'm in Ohio having this conversation. We're going to meet up next week in San Diego, California. Like, it's crazy what we're able to do now. Um, but there has been something next level about meeting people in person. Not always, not trying to sell or pitch myself or anything, but just like the different energy, getting to know that, and the conversations can be a little bit different. There's no like none of that wall. Like you're jet setting, you're bouncing around where you probably could do a lot more of your stuff virtually. Like, why is that important to you to kind of get out and about and meet and just be in person with people in this industry?
There's a clear line between what AI can do and what it cannot do, and I think that's a really important thing to understand, both as if you're a buyer of this technology,
Yeah,
and if you're a vendor, right? I think there's a lot of marketing across vendors today, and sometimes if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
yeah,
And one thing that AI will never be able to replace is that genuine human to human connection, right? And so, a lot of time that I spend as the CEO of our companies, I fly out to our customers and I hear directly from them. I understand them. I really, not only kind of what their business problems are, but who they are. Learn about their family and how they're
yeah.
doing. Right? And these are just things that you cannot replace. And again, that there's a clear line between what technology can and cannot do. And one of those things that it cannot do is build connection with people. So we can get people out of tasks or things that are not building relationship and building connection. That's a win for everyone. That's a win for society.
Absolutely. I think it's great that we have people running companies like Alex, like you, that focused on AI, but keeping that in mind, I think is super important. That's, what the ERE conference is all about. I mean, the agenda is great. I think the level and the diversity of the speakers and the knowledge in terms of their experience, what they're bringing to the table is fantastic. And the softwares and the mission of, the tech and the sponsors like yourself, which is huge. What made you decide to kind of participate and have Alex participate and be at ERE?
Well, look, I mean, ERE is one of the premier events when it comes to recruiting innovation, right? I mean, and everybody knows that. There are incredible people that are going to be at the conference. Our customers will be at the conference, and so it's the right place to go if you want to really know what's happening at the frontier and how people are how leaders in the TA space are really leveraging the best in technology. Again, it goes back to that connection part, right?
Yeah.
AI cannot automate going and meeting people and building connection in person. And so really excited for the event, and it's gonna be awesome.
I completely agree. It'll be a fun time. Any last words of wisdom that you want to leave the listeners with?
Yeah, I mean, this was really fun. If kind of AI and recruiting is interesting at all, you can feel free to go to alex.com to learn more about how we're helping companies. Um, yeah, this was so much fun.
Yeah, appreciate you. No, I agree, and excited to meet you next week. I know you got a crazy schedule, but we'll have to make sure to set a time aside and have a few minutes to chat and continue the conversation. And as you said, if you're listening, check out alex.com. It's super cool, what you guys are doing and the money you raise and the mission that you have, trying to do things, the right way. I think it's really important, and appreciate your time. And I'll see you in San Diego.
Always a pleasure. We'll see you soon.
All right. Likewise. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out alex.com. Follow Aaron Wang on LinkedIn if you have it. We'll have the LinkedIn URL in the episode summary. And until next time, and also make sure to sign up for the ERE Recruiting Innovation Summit. If you can make it in person, check out in person. If not, the virtual is fantastic. A lot of people have gone to the virtual first and then gone in person to the next one. So you get a ton of value out of that as well. And until next time, y'all, happy hunting.